Vayomer Elohim Naaseh Adam B'Tzalmenu Kidmutenu. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Hallelujah. So today we want to speak about the image of God. But I want to begin by talking about the Mona Lisa, painted by an Italian artist, Leonardo da Vinci. When I was in Paris, very young man in the Louvre looking at that painting, I really didn't realize what I was looking at. I think he was about 51 years old when he began this painting. He spent many years on it. There's just thousands of brush strokes. It's amazing. I mean, the image seems to come out of nowhere. It grabs you. It's not signed. It's not dated. Da Vinci worked on this painting over and over and over again. And, you know, the light, he studied the light. He studied almost like a scientist what light does when it falls on someone's face. He painted with oil. He brought this woman's smile, her enigmatic smile. She might have been a noble woman, the wife of a rich patron. There's several theories about who she was. She might have been around 25 years old when she modeled for the painting. But the point is, it is a breakthrough in portraiture as far as the importance of the painting. It's unbelievable. If anyone ever broke into the Louvre Museum and defaced that painting, that marvelous image of this woman from over 500 years ago, it would be a monumental tragedy. And I'm saying all of that because I want you to know that there was a terrible tragedy that happened. The Tzedek Kadmoni, the Het Kadmon, or Tzedek Kadmon, original righteousness of this fact that man was not made in the image of apes. He was made in the image of God. He was made to have dominion. When you see New Yorkers walking around with their dogs on the streets, almost every New Yorker has a dog on a leash. You see a man or a woman having dominion over the animal kingdom. And this is true to the beginning. But the greatest enemy that each person has is his or her own wild, devastating, terrible, awful, dreadful, dire, catastrophic, calamitous, ruinous, carnal nature, because of the fallen image. The image of God is fallen, it is marred, and it has to be restored. It says, for those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of the Zund von der Oberster, his son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. Romans 8:29. So don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And of course, we cannot know that as long as we're walking around in the flesh, blind and without God, without hope in the world. It says, have this mind among yourselves, which is yours in Moshiach Yeshua. that though he was in the form of God, he did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but he emptied himself by taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men. Philippians 2, 5-7. He humbled himself. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a tree, an accursed tree. Now, in the Orthodox Jewish Bible, when you open it up and you look at it, you will see that Moshiach says, "He who has seen me has seen the Father." So, in other words, the perfect image of the Father is this, the Zund von der Eibishter. Elohim Ha'av has a perfect image. Elohim Haben. When you see him, you don't see sin. You see the beauty of his holiness. You see what man could be. And I thank God that he delivered me from what I was. And I'm being changed every day. It's a process, friend. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a lifelong transformation. We have to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. Philippians 2:12. It says, "We do not lose heart. Though our outward self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day." 2 Corinthians 4:16. This image of God is being renewed, and he's able to keep us from stumbling and to present us blameless before his presence and before the presence of his glory with great joy, that his glory would be reflected back to him in us. That's what God is working for. And if you're a millennial out there and you have a 6-figure job and everything is your iPhone and your friends and your money and your house and all of your things, and you don't have what I'm talking about, that you're like the rich young ruler who went away very sad because he knew in his heart of hearts that he was losing something. He was walking away from something. The silver and gold have I none, but such as I have give I thee. Hallelujah. I'm trying to tell you that your biggest enemy right now is that beast within, that terrible fallen, marred nature. It's like you've gone into the Louvre and you've taken acid and you've thrown it on the Mona Lisa. And the Mona Lisa that you have thrown the acid on is your own self, fallen short of the glory of God. We've all fallen short of the glory of God. All we like sheep have gone astray. We've all gone our own way. And by going your own way and losing that glory, you've lost everything, friend. And every day of your life you're getting older. And where will all these things be?